Hey everybody, it's Tarina with Create with Tree, that's me. And today we are going to be doing a busted Christmas canvas. And I can't wait to show you all of the fun things. This is a very popular in trend thing right now with the crafting industry. And I wanted to show you, we're going to do specifically a Christmas theme one using our new Santa head. This is a Chocateur stencil, reusable stencil. It is so cute. It's called Santa Claus for obvious reasons. A couple other things we're going to be using today. This is also a brand new one, Distress Stripe pattern. And this one is a big one, but don't let it intimidate you. This is Jolly Winter Wonderland. This is a lot going on this pattern, but we're going to be using it as the back of our busted canvas so that when we flip over that canvas, it's going to show through on the front. It'll contrast with the stripes. We're going to do the stripes in red. We're going to do this in black. This is going to be a very red, black, and white kind of thing, not a ton of color. I am going to be using some little picks that I picked up over at Hobby Lobby. Everything at Hobby Lobby has been 50% off, like all the Christmas stuff. So I may have gone a little crazy and got a few picks and some ribbon. The other thing I'm using today is an 11 by 14 canvas. This is not going to be white. We're going to actually change that. And then I'm using this is a reusable chalkboard. You can use whatever you want. You could use cardboard. I am using this because this is what I have. And so we're going to kind of go from there. Let's see. What else do I want to show you? What else? Oh, colors. Colors. Let's talk about colors. So like I said, we're going to use just black. We do have two different color reds. This is cherry and this is candy apple. And I was looking at my picks trying to see which color looked better. And I think the candy apple actually looks better. So we're going to be using that. And then we're going to use the color Nominee, which is this really beautiful metallic gold. Okay, so let me flip you guys around real quick. Let's see. There we go. All right, the other thing I forgot to mention is I'm actually going to grab, this is Jingle Bells. We have a couple of different music pieces, and what I'm going to be doing with the music is I'm just going to be putting it in the background on my backer piece. Okay, just wanted to explain that, and that's actually where we're going to start. Let me go there. Let me move all my stuff around. I hope you guys are having a great day. All right, so let's see. We'll move this right here. Okay. So what we're going to do is, now this has already been used, so I don't have to worry about fuzzing it. We fuzz a brand new transfer because these are reusable and so they're sticky. And so the first time you use it, you want to make sure that it's not so sticky that it's going to stick to your surface or pull any paint or anything up like that. So you'll just use a cloth, and we'll do that with the other transfers that we use today. So I'll explain it a little more. And not all of this is going to show, but I just want to make sure that we've got this surface covered. And we're going to do this quickly so that we don't have to actually wash our transfer, but in between. So I'm just going to grab a squeegee. And then we're just going to smooth this on. You can use any pattern paper or any patterned transfer or stencil. We call our stencils transfers. And you just want to make sure that all we're getting is some kind of pattern in the background. So if you like another one, use that one. Okay. Any excess goes right back in the container. We're going to pull this up. And then I put that on the backer sheet for just a second. We're going to dry this. You can use a blow dryer. I've got a heat tool, so I'm just going to use my heat tool. Takes just a few minutes to do that. If you were to just leave it by itself without using a dryer, it'll dry in about 5 minutes on its own. But because we're doing this on a live, I just want to make sure that we get it done a lot quicker. Right, so just kind of line up pieces. And most of this is going to get covered up. I'm just letting you guys know. Most of this is going to get covered up. So it's not a huge deal, but I just, in case it shows, I want to be able to say that we put down a pattern. Okay, same thing. We're just going to swipe up. And the difference between the reusable stencils or the transfers and a regular stencil is that you don't wait for the paste to dry before you pull it up. And look how much darker that gold, when it dries, it's really like brilliant. Let's turn on the side, shall we? Just try to do the best you can in lining up. Again, it's not a big deal because really the face of the Santa is going to be right in the middle. We really are just worried about what's around the outside. That's the stuff that's going to show, possibly. It's these little details that I like. Any excess goes right back in that container. Let's pull this up. And let's dry it. Again, look how fast, how bright that just pops. One more time. One more time. And like I said, it does not have to be music. If you have another pattern that you like, go ahead and use that. Try to just line this up the best I can. Our screened area is like our little this is called the emulsion side. The emulsion you can kind of see through, so which is really nice that you can, it helps when you're trying to line things up. I guess it helps if I give them the right way. There we go. All right, that looks okay. That looks pretty good. It won't be 100%, and that totally is fine. And you don't use a ton of paste on this. You just scrape it up. Any excess goes right back in the container. And then go ahead and pull this up. Now I'm going to sit this on the backer sheet that the transfer comes on. And I'll be able to wash this in the sink with a little bit of warm water and just a rag. Let's dry this last piece real quick. looks so awesome. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to set my squeegee aside and we can clean all that later. The nice thing about the chalk paste is it is washable. It's permanent until you want it off, essentially. So like I can touch this, it's not going anywhere. And I can seal it to make it permanent. Or if I wanted to wash this off and redo it, I could. This is a reusable surface, but for me, I'm using this as a permanent surface. So it's going to stay put. And because I'm not going to squirt water on it, it's not going to be outside. I'm not going to really worry about it sealing anything. Okay. All right, let's set that aside. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to actually do my Santa head. So let's pull him out. Now this is our chalk suede paper. It is special paper. It's almost like cardstock, but it has like this coating on it. It's really like soft. Both sides are the same. You can use either side, totally fine. Now something that I like to do with my chalk suede, you don't have to, but because this is a brand new transfer, I'm going to actually do this. I'm using a little bit of our surface wax. And you can use any kind of surface wax. I actually like ours. Ours doesn't yellow, and this is a Chalk Couture product. I like it that it doesn't yellow, and the idea of using the surface wax is so that the transfer releases easier from the surface, and then it also gives, especially when you're using your transfers and your chalk paste on a painted surface or a paper surface, it gives the chalk paste like something to stick to. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm just kind of like buffing it off a little bit, not buffing it off, but just kind of like making it buff and nice and smooth. Like if you're waxing your car, you wax on and buff, right? That same concept here. Okay. You want it to be nice and smooth. You don't want it to go like that because that means you have too much wax. So just feel your surface. Make sure that you don't have too much wax. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is what we talked about before, and that is fuzzing your transfer. And it just destickifies the back just a tiny bit. You don't really have to do this the first time that you use your transfer. So let's just lay this down on now this is a Chalk Couture fuzz cloth, but you can use a clean towel. Just make sure it's clean and there's not a lot of like anything on it. This just destickifies it a little bit. It doesn't hurt the transfer at all. It just makes it less sticky, and it won't like really like stick to that surface so much. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to lay this down in the center, and then we're going to smooth it out. You don't want any air bubbles because you don't want your paste to leak. Okay, I'm going to grab another squeegee. I'm going to grab my black chalk paste. Now your chalk paste consistency should be about yogurt, really smooth and easy to use. If it's too dry, you can always add a little bit of distilled water, stir it up, and then it should come right back to life. Just smooth it over, make sure you're covering all the screened area. Any excess goes right back in that container. And then we're just going to smooth off any excess. Doesn't take a lot, guys. Okay. Now we're going to pull this up. Oh, he's so cute. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love the retro look. I just think he's so cute. Just like we did with the other transfer, we're just going to stick this on the backer sheet, and then we're going to just stick this over, and we'll be able to wash this afterwards. All right, let's dry this off. Let me shut my Let me shut the lid on my chalk paste. You just don't want your chalk paste to dry out. Like I said, I'm going for a very retro look here. I don't want a ton of color here because I'm going to have a lot of color on the top of my my busted canvas. So the next thing we're going to do is something I call fussy cut. Fussy cut. Fussy cut. And what that just means is that you're going to go around your design and just leave a little bit of an edge. Do you have to do this? No, you don't. But I think it gives it so much more character and dimension by doing this. It does take a little bit of time, and I'm okay with that, really. This is something I learned to do when I was when I scrapbook. In the olden days of scrapbooking, we didn't have a lot of die cuts. All we had was like stickers, and there's so much that's changed in scrapbooking and paper crafting. But in the olden days, when my kids were little, when I first started scrapbooking, we would take a sticker, put it on some cardstock, and do this. And this is, like I said, called fussy cut. So you're being fussy about it. Okay. And my paste is dry, so I can touch it. It's not going to go anywhere. And so I love incorporating different aspects of crafting into making signs like this. So there's a little paper crafting. I guess this would be considered multimedia, right? Have you ever tried this? I wonder if you've ever tried this before. If not, I'm going to challenge you to try something new. You can even take a design that you find. It's almost like applique if you were working with fabric, if you're a quilter or using any kind of fabric crafting. This would be considered almost like an applique. Sorry, I hope I don't go out of screen. I apologize if I did. All right. Look how cute he is, you guys. He's so cute. Trash. All right, so let me bring over my background. And so already you can see that it's going to be really cute when it's just popped up. Now, the canvas is going to go over top of this, so you're really not going to see a lot of this. But I just want to show you that, see, a little bit of here is going to show, a little bit of here is going to show. All right, so now he's done. Let's put him aside. And then I'm going to grab my canvas, and let me put him down here. The first thing I want to do is the back side of my canvas, and we are going to be doing also black, but now we're going to be using our big transfer. This is again, it's Jolly Winter Wonderland. You can choose to use whatever you want. You don't have to use this one if you don't want to. If you have another transfer that you like or design, go ahead and use that one. Okay. Now, because this is fabric, this is canvas fabric, and I just got this. You can get this at any craft store, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. They all have them. But because this is fabric, you actually don't have to fuzz it. All right. So I'm just going to determine what pattern I want to show. And it's not really going to matter because it's just going to be flipped up around. So the middle part is probably going to show the most. So there's a lot of writing right here that I think will be really pretty when it's flipped up and over. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of tuck that down. Let's get our black again. Let me grab the squeegee. And we're just going to start making sure that you fill. And if you don't go all the way to the edges, I think it's going to be okay. It's really important to get that center area because that's really what's going to show the most. You can always add more chalk paste if you don't scoop up enough. Try to work quickly. Paste dries quick, so you do want to work a little bit quickly. Any excess goes right back in the container. And then I'm going to squeegee up any excess. You don't have to go over it a bunch of times, but you just don't want to leave a bunch of big glops, okay? Put my lid on. Then we're going to reveal this. Oh, that's pretty. Look at how pretty that is, you guys. That's gorgeous. That is really beautiful, you guys. I'm going to put that on its backer sheet, and then I can wash that once we're done. Okay, let's try this. All right. Something I want to do is I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to just draw it. You can get a straight edge if you want. I'm just going to like kind of hand draw just like a line from corner to corner, just so I have a kind of an idea of where I'm going to cut when I come to cut this. So I know where my center's at. Okay, so that's going to be about where my center is right here, and I'll be able to cut, and then when we flip it over, you're not even going to see all that. Okay, so look how pretty that is. I think that's gorgeous. All right, let's flip this over, and then now we're going to do this side with the stripes. Now, this side, I think I am going to use the surface wax. It's fabric. You don't need to if you don't want to. But I think I want to, just because the front side of canvas, like a wrapped canvas, is really like textured. And I just want to avoid any type of like bleeding. So I'm just going to rub a little bit of wax on the top here. Okay, we're just going to buff a little bit because I don't want it to be too thick with wax. And again, because this is fabric, it's canvas is a fabric, you don't have to wax. So I'm going to start this pattern. covering as much as I possibly can. At this point, I'm also going to turn on my hot glue gun, get that guy going. Like I said, I'm using candy apple for this. Grab another squeegee. We're just going to scoop some out. Just, whoops, be careful. Just smooth that all the way down. We're going to continue this pattern. We're going to try to do it without washing the transfer in between. Pull this up. Let me grab the backer sheet. Let's dry that real quick. Now, like we did before, we're just going to line up. Now, the nice thing about this is it does have lines, so it's a little easier to line up. I say that, and then I get it all stuck to itself. But see how you can see those line up like that? Let's come down a little further. There we go. There we go. That looks beautiful. And if you have to stop and clean your screen, you can totally do that. Nothing wrong with that. Squeegee up any excess. Pull that up. It's pretty good. And I like how the color gets a little darker as it dries. Okay, so let's do the same thing down here. Just be careful, don't get the red on you. It does, it's a dark color. It'll stain. You can wash it off your hands. I would just be careful. And darker colors will tend to stain the screens, but as long as your screen is clean when you are washing it, you can still use it even if it's stained. So like blacks and the dark green, red, those will tend to stain your screen, but that doesn't hurt the screen at all. Okay. Let's go up. Let's go up and over. Get rid of that line. It's better. Better. All right. One more time. At the end, if there's anything that you see that's missing, you can always go over and fix any little lines that you see that you don't want. Pretty good. Oh, I moved it. That looks great right there. Okay. And again, just like the other transfers, you can wash this off with a little bit of warm water, a rag, um, uh, disinfectant wipe, whatever you got. All right, put this on the backer sheet. Let's set this aside. Take this, wipe this off. I'm also going to get a wipe and wipe my hands up because I don't want to touch anything with my hands all covered with the red chalk paste. I'm going to dry this last piece. Just checking my hands, making sure there's no red or black or anything on them. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, and I'm going to grab my really sharp pair of scrapbooking scissors. You can use any scissors, but I love these because they have this really pointy tip right here, and I'm just going to come in right here at the center, and I'm just going to cut up to the corner. Okay, flip it around, do the same thing. Trying to follow my little line that I made earlier. Into each corner, down the little triangles. Sides. And if you feel like when you have this all done, if this is not enough, you could always cut smaller pieces if you want. Totally up to you. But see, here's your busted canvas. Isn't that cool? All right, so let's grab our back again. Let's grab our Santa. And we just want to make sure that he's showing through. You guys, how cute this is. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. See, now right here, I may not have gotten over quite far enough. So you can always come in here and just trim a little bit. Okay. He's going to show really cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, just making sure. So I think he's too far over this way, so I want to move him over this way just a bit. Kind of like so the middle is in the middle of his eyes. Cute. Let's come down just a tiny bit like that. Perfect. Okay. So let's glue him down to the, see, it's not quite centered, right? But this is the best I felt like this is going to be really pretty, a pretty look. Okay. Another thing to remember is I also, well, maybe when I have to move him up just a little bit, I want to put some, like that pick that I found up here in the corner. So I'm going to kind of do this up here. So I do want to give some space for him to have that. And then down here, I have another little pick that I'd like to put like down here. I'd also like to maybe do a bow. So just kind of lay out your pieces before you start gluing down. Okay, look at that. It's going to be so pretty. Yeah, that's going to be really pretty. So let's set that aside really fast. Okay, and then let's glue him down. Now I've got some stick fast glue. Again, this is going to be a permanent thing. I'm not going to be doing, I'm not going to wash this backer off. I use stick fast because it does exactly what it says. It sticks fast. Doesn't take a lot. This is like really good super glue. Trying to remember where I had that now. Trying not to move it while it's still kind of wet. I'm going to make sure it's right where I wanted it. Okay. He's down. All right. So now let's flip this guy over, flip the canvas over like this, and we're going to glue the canvas or the backer to the canvas. Okay. Again, I use a little bit of hot glue and a little bit of stick fast. So we're good because the stick fast will be permanent forever, and the hot glue will secure it right away. If you've got like Gorilla Glue, you can use that. I just like the stick fast. I'm just going to put a couple little pieces of hot glue in the corner. Okay. Just secure that. Looks good. Flip it over. Looks good. Looks good. I'm just checking to make sure it's all like secured. Beautiful. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is now I'm going to start gluing my my busted canvas. You're just making like these little loops. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue on these little loops, and it does take a minute to dry. So don't burn yourself. Be really careful. And then again, I do want to put this little pick right here. So I'm just going to kind of just stick that there just for placement. Hold on, let me just stick that down to see it's the hot glue. The hot glue takes a second. Do I want to put this down here instead? I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know. I've got a couple of them, so we'll use what we can. Okay, just be really careful. It's hot. I use the Ryobi glue gun, and this thing is really warm. Put a little bit here. See, you got to hold it down until it dries. It's like watching paint dry. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna grab this side over here. A little bit of hot glue. I forgot I have my multi-tool. I can always use my multi-tool to hold that down. You just want to hold it so it doesn't pop up until it dries. Okay. Cute. Anything not to burn my fingers. Look how this is so cute that it's just starting to reveal itself. Let's turn this around. Do the same thing up here. Okay, a couple more. Just gonna keep checking on those so they don't pop up. All right. One last guy right here. All the little glue webs. Okay, let me put my glue gun over here. All right, so let's flip this around. Still a little wet up there, but look how cute that is, just like that, you guys. We don't even have to put anything, but I really do want to, I almost feel like I just want to do that, that. Do I want to do two of those? I have another one, which I think is just so cute. Very ret. I thought it was very retro, and that's why I picked them. So cute. No bow making necessary. All right, let me grab my wire cutters. Cut this off. You could absolutely do a bow if you wanted to. Up to you. Trim this guy off right here. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, but all the stores have their Christmas stuff right now. And I think Hobby Lobby has them 50% off for Christmas stuff. So it might be a really good idea or good time to go get some fun Christmas things. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm just going to just glue those down. Very retro looking. Okay. So let's just give it a big old glob of glue. That's a technical term. Glob. Set that down. Let that dry. And let's flip this around. Same thing, big old glob of glue. Again, super technical term. Not really. Okay. And let that dry. So the last thing I wanted to do, besides the little picks, is I want to go around and just kind of zhuzh up the edges a little bit. And what I like to do there, like this needs to be out a little bit more. Let me just, again, like I said, you can go in and fix what you feel like you've missed. I feel like that was a miss right there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take, I love these little distresser inks, and I'm going to grab, I believe, let's see, black. Well, no, I think I'm going to do walnut stain, and then I can always add black. But it just kind of like makes it look a little bit rustic. And you can use a dauber. I just actually use these little these little distresser inkers, and I just rub them along the edge. And like I said, it makes it look really like vintage. Sometimes it even covers up like little boo-boos and stuff, in case you made a boo-boo. Which, you know, crafting is not perfect, so we all make boo-boos. It's me, guys. You can do this before you add the picks if you want. I probably should have. There's another one. I probably should have done a little bit more up here. Maybe there. Again, go back through, and if you find that you should have, like your glue is like sagging a little bit, add a little more. Okay. It doesn't need to be uniform. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I think it is so, so cute. What do you guys think? It turned out so cute, you guys. I'm going to let this dry. I'll take a picture. And I hope you guys love this. Let me flip around really quick. Hi, friends. Okay, what did you guys think? What did you guys think of that? Are you going to try a busted canvas? They're so, so fun. This is so easy, and it is a few steps, but you know what? Super, super simple. And the look of it is just so cute. I like the retro look of it. I hope you guys too. Hope you guys join me next time. Until then, this has been Tarina with Create with True. That's me. See you later. Bye, everybody.